This is my KLX140. These are little pit bikes, so you can get a big wheel kit for a nice little trail bike. But I'm going to be showing you how to fit a 300cc motor and make this thing rip. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the KLX140. It was a fun bike. It did lack in a lot of areas, the suspension and the engine. We even upgraded parts on the engine itself, and it still just lacked. They ended up getting a KTM 250 two-stroke. Rode that for the rest of the season. Got rid of that. Sometimes it was just a handful. And then it brought me back to my 2022 KLX 140 just sitting in the corner going to waste. And I want to build a trail bike that is not, so much of a handful, but has power to get through right-of-ways, hill climbs, and stuff like that. And this bike stock does not have the power to do that. Basically, it's a little kid's bike that they put on big wheels. And the bad part is, if you go to a dirt bike shop here in West Virginia, they'll talk you into getting this bike because they'll say it's a beginner's bike and it's good for the woods and set up for the woods, and it absolutely isn't. So we bought this. You can find them on your local Facebook marketplace for $1,000 to $1,500. So you can build a pretty cool bike for probably about $2,000, and you could keep up with the 250s. Now this is the engine out of the KLX 140. As you can see, it had some upgrades to it. We even put a big bore kit on this thing, and I did not like it. It didn't give it enough power. We updated the carburetor. We did all kinds of stuff to it, and it was okay. That's all I can say, right? So there is a dirt bike out there. It's a 250. It's called a KO K4 250, and they came with a 250cc dirt bike engine that's well known from China. It's a copy of the Honda, the big brand, motors. Now, I'm not the first one to do this swap. There was a person on the Facebook group here that put the 250 engine and wired it in on their KLX 140. So I can't take credit for the first guy doing this. But the first thing I'm going to be taking credit for the first guy doing is making it a 300cc, because we're putting that engine in this bike with a big bore kit. So it makes it roughly around 300 cc's. I know I talked about putting a two-stroke engine in this bike, and everything lines up. I can get the engine to fit. The problem that I have is the frame's not built to really put in radiators, and that's the problem that I had. Now, could I made it work? Yes, but it looked janky. Another thing that you guys kept saying that you can already buy like a KX100, a KX80, two-stroke, and stuff like that, and it'd just be pointless, which you are correct. So basically, we're going to start from scratch. We stripped this thing all the way down to the frame, took the engine out, swing arm, all that stuff off. Basically, what we're going to do is throw the engine in, mock up where we want everything to go. Eventually, down the road, we're going to get different shocks and different forks and stuff like that. But we're going to be focusing on putting the 250/300cc engine in this bike. So we got the big bore kit in the engine. It's getting put in, and it's getting port and polished. And honestly, it's going to be a pretty bad bike. We had a lot of questions about the swing arm. Can it handle the torque? I don't know. We might have to upgrade that. Only way we can tell is put it in there and find out. We do have to make some mounts for the engine, which is super easy to do. I'm going to make up some real nice stock looking mounts so it's not all janky. And then we're going to wire it up, put everything in here, and then get this thing back on its feet and show you guys what it's all about. So I hope you guys enjoyed the first part of this video. I just wanted to explain what I was doing, how I'm doing it, and why I'm doing it. I want to make a nice trail bike for the woods. Something that's not too much but has enough power. Something you never saw before, because you're not really going to see a KLX 140 in your town have a 300cc motor on it trail riding.